Internet, it's Derek of the America. Today I want to talk to you about the myth of authority. Now I'm going to say something shocking. Every law ever passed is backed by a death threat. Oh, does that sound too extreme? Well, have you thought this through? What happens if you don't comply with the law? What happens if you don't comply with the ones who come to force your compliance? What happens if you defend yourself against them? Oh, now they fear for their life. Boom, you're dead. And this is every law. Laws about who can marry who. Laws about who can put what into their own bodies. Laws about walking the wrong way across the street. Every single law ever written is a death threat. You don't like to think of it that way, do you? No, maybe you're one of those people who says, there ought to be a law against that. Or maybe you're one of those people who says, burning the American flag should be illegal. Or maybe you're one of those people who says, I don't want a transgender person using the bathroom with my child. Or maybe you're one of those people who says, I don't want people selling unregulated food. Or maybe you're one of those people who just says, somebody should ban guns. Even if you've never said any of those things specifically, I'd be willing to bet money that you still think everybody should pay their fair share of taxes. Whatever your take is on taxes, you have an opinion about how much everybody should pay. Should is a death threat. Every time you say people should do something, the government should enforce something, you're saying the government should go after people with guns if they don't follow that rule. And if they keep defying the rule, the government should gun them down. So the question becomes, who the hell do you think you are to say that your ideas are so good, people should be killed if they don't agree with them? Who the hell do you think you are to say that you have a right to dictate the terms of somebody else's life? Even when it's something seemingly innocuous, like petitioning to have your city ban little free libraries or little free pantries because you think it'll bring your property value down by cluttering up the landscape. You are threatening people who are trying to help others and trying to share with others. You're threatening them with death. What do you imagine gives you that right? Do you think, oh, well, majority rules. This is how the majority wants it. So if I go around my neighborhood and I get everybody to sign a petition, except for one guy, that we're going to go in that guy's house and take all this stuff, that makes it okay? Does that magically give us the authority to do so? No? Now tell me how that scenario differs at all from the Republican form of government you revere so much. How's that any different than this representative democracy what we got going on in the U.S.? Oh, just because 51% of people think that a man and a man shouldn't be allowed to marry each other if they're in love, that makes it okay? Just because not even 51% of people, but 51% of the representatives for the people think that it's not okay for people to choose what will and won't go into their own bodies. That's okay? You can tell people that they can't drink a 32-ounce soda, or tell people that they have to get vaccinations, or tell people that they can't smoke pot, or tell people that they're not allowed to eat trans fats. Get out of here. You really think those things are worth somebody dying for? You're willing to kill people over that kind of shit? The hell is wrong with you? And even worse are the people who are willing to kill over their idea of charity. People who think, oh, well, this needs to be dealt with. This needs some money. This program, these people need help. So, ooh, I've got an idea. Let's go around everybody and put a gun to their head and force them to give us money so that we can then give that money to these poor needy people that we want to help. Holy shit, I'm such a good person now. Oh my God. Here's a news flash for you. Every time you talk about the rule of law, every time you talk about maintaining civil order, you're talking about threatening people with death if they don't comply with your rules. What makes you so special? What makes any of the rule makers so damn special? I'm sorry, do they have superpowers? Are they somehow more intelligent and intuitive than the rest of the human race? Most people could argue the opposite. We all know politicians are liars. It's like the longest running, not very funny joke in this nation. Politicians are liars. They'll say anything to get elected. And these are the people that you think should be telling everybody else how to live their lives? I've got news for Trump supporters. He's not gonna do the shit he said he was gonna do. None of them ever do. He's already gone back on half of his campaign promises. You guys tired of picking masters yet? Of being farmed for votes by these psychopaths? And before you say it, I'm not a Hillary supporter either. I got news for Hillary supporters. She wouldn't have been any different. She might have even been worse, because that's all she's ever done her whole life is lie, cheat, and steal her way through the system. She's a hardened politician and a hardened criminal. When are you going to admit that the whole thing is based on human rights violations? When are you going to admit that none of this actually makes any kind of sense whatsoever? When are you going to admit that other people's lives aren't your goddamn business and that you have no right to threaten them with death if they're not living their life the way you think they should? There's a lot of things that aren't your business. Gay marriage isn't your business. Businesses choosing not to do business with gay couples who are getting married isn't your business either. Do you see? It's not just one side. I'm not a liberal. I'm not a conservative. Everybody in your entire political spectrum, and I say yours because I don't believe in that bullshit. Everybody in your entire political spectrum is trying to push their vision on everybody else. Let me ask you one last question. Do you have a problem with the idea of Sharia law in the United States? Well, guess what? A lot of us out here have a problem with your legal system being pushed on us. You don't want Sharia law because you're not Muslim and you don't believe in it, and it's wrong of them to try to make you abide by their laws? Guess what? I'm not a statist, and I believe in it. It's wrong of you to try to make me live by your laws. It's the same damn thing. Statism is the largest religion on earth, and I want nothing to do with it. You trying to force me to live by the rules of your system, that makes you a religious extremist to me. So no, authoritarian power structures, like governments, like state religions, their authority's illegitimate. Like, take the U.S. Constitution. The Bill of Rights was put in place, allegedly, to protect the rights of the individual. How's that working out? Really, how is that working out? People can still violate your rights in the name of government, and you have to spend years of your life and tens of thousands, maybe even hundreds of thousands of your own dollars fighting it in court, trying to make your case to prove how your individual rights were violated. And all of that is just assuming that your precious system is working exactly the way that it's supposed to. It's working perfectly, and everybody inside of it is behaving perfectly. We all know that's bullshit. We all know that there's corruption at every level of this system. We all know that there are biased people who will fake forensic test results to send people to prison. We know there's corrupt cops who will plant evidence on people. We know that there's corrupt judges who get kickbacks from private prisons for sending kids to jail. There are people in this system who are wrecking lives every day for their own personal benefit, and you still defend this system. We just need the right people in these positions. Guess what? There aren't right people. That's not human nature. You think that I have to be awfully trusting of humanity to be an anarchist. I think you have to be naively and stupidly trusting of humanity to think that any of them can be trusted to rule over others. Now, if you like this video, give it a share. If you hate it and you think that I'm an idiot, give it a share. So you and all your friends can laugh at me. I'm also on Facebook at Derek of the America. I'm on YouTube at Derek of the America, and I'm on Twitter at Derek of the America. So you can find me anywhere if you want to argue with me. You all have a nice day.